Greetings once again. Oh yeah, y'all. Glad y'all tuning in so we can turn up. This next installment in the Art of the KO series is called Natural Knockout. Natural Knockout. It's true, y'all. Oh, it's true. Some people have it, some people don't. And due to genetics, body makeup, coordination, aerodynamics, science, etc., it's easier for some people to score a knockout, while it's more difficult for others to score a knockout. Some have to work at it day and night. They have to toil all the day long to be able to get to that level to be a knockout artist. They have to do all sorts of strengthening exercises, all sorts of technique and visualization exercises to be able to get to that level. While the naturals, on the other hand, y'all know how the saying goes, the kids are natural. They don't have to work hard at knocking someone out. They just go out there, beat themselves, and get mother flushes out of there. Now, at higher levels, you have to work extra. You have to work extra hard to knock out better competition at higher levels. You have to work extra hard to be able to wear down an opponent, clean them up, and then get them out of there. And at the highest levels, you need to have the highest level KO strike to be able to knock an opponent out early, because dudes is tough. Some dudes is just not quitting. Them jokers ain't going down, and they refuse to be knocked out. Some dudes are just as skilled as you are, or more skilled. So at the highest levels, to still knock people out, that's why we praise the greats so much. They're knocking out A-level competition, A+ competition. That's what makes them so great, because they can do it at the highest levels. All right? So that's why the name of this video is called Natural Knockout. Now, the best knockouts unfold naturally, like a work of art. The artist in his prime, condition is ready. He or she is relaxed. They're wanting to achieve greatness, but they're not in a hurry to do it. They're not going to rush it. They kind of just let it come. They just let it happen. He or she is relaxed yet focused. Ready but not afraid. Calm but ferocious. And the greatest artists seem to, without effort, create magic. They just let greatness happen. You know what I'm saying? Others who have to work hard at the KO, or hard at the goal, or hard at the highest, achievement at their art, must have strong will, and they're usually very determined, and they strive fiercely to accomplish it. And then pow, the non-naturals can also become greats at the art. They're not as natural as the natural, but then again, they worked at it, and good habits, y'all, add depth to our nature. Good habits add depth to our character. Now we have the nowadays fighter, the nowadays combative artist, who is inundated with all sorts of illegal and quote-unquote cheating and questionable tactics. Now again, for the record, I'm on the fence about blood doping, because it is your own blood, but it's not the blood that's right there in the moment. It's been preserved from a latter date to the now date. It involves a lot of money to be able to transport it and to be able to use the needles, and you gotta have someone that's skilled to put it back in you. You gotta check the temperature levels of the blood. But anywho, most other jokers nowadays use TRT, anabolic steroids, these little special pills and other tactics to get an edge. And let me say this. Nowadays, it's so regular to use steroids and other, getting ahead tactics, that we've been desensitized to it. And because it's everywhere, we forget about how great the prior athletes had to have been to achieve greatness. We forget about how great the prior athletes, the athletes before us, had to be to set those records without steroids, to set those records without blood doping, to set those records and raised the bar so high, and many of them hold those records to this day, using their natural ability and their will to accomplish them. Now, the naturals get the job done, y'all. The naturals. Old schoolers such as George Foreman.
Hey, you out, sucker.
Old schoolers such as Jack Dempsey, Sandy Sadler, Iron Mike Tyson, Wanderlei Silva. Well, I'm gonna say the Pride on Wanderlei, the Wanderlei Silva from Pride. And if you're not a natural, then at least create good habits. Work out to be explosive. Work out to be stronger. Not to get bigger, but to get stronger, y'all. It's a big difference. Because you could get bigger and still not be as strong as someone who's explosive, or someone who has faster twitches in a muscle, or someone who just has an innate mean streak, who just has the will to be stronger. So work out to get stronger, to be stronger. Work out to be quicker. Work out to be faster. Work out to be more fluid. Shadow box, shadow train. Hone in and focus on your techniques. For example, we can practice a technique, let's say 1,000 times daily, and we finally get the hang of it, or we finally get comfortable with it after 3 or 4 months. While the natural, they do it so easily, it comes so natural, he or she rarely practices a certain technique. And therefore, they work on other things to try to master those other things. You know what I'm saying? Some dudes are just so natural at the art of the KO that they're really not training for KO, really. They're training for endurance. They're training for quickness. They're training their footwork. But bet your bottom dollar, up to the horse's brow, up to the dog's collar, that if you work at it, you will definitely get better. Now, I'm not saying you will be better than the natural, but you will at least have your sword sharpened enough to be able to contest with the natural. You will at least be primed and ready enough to be somewhere near on the same level and even beat the natural. Myself being the coach, I see it a million times, y'all. And this goes back to the age-old argument of who would win. The dude with the super talent, who's a natural, or the dude who's a workhorse. So the super talented dude versus the workhorse dude, who will win? And I remember to this day, my old coach, bless his heart and his excellent abilities and all his accolades and his legacy, but he always told me, he said, look here, man, if you have to choose, or when you're recruiting to train combatants or grapplers or fighters, don't overlook the talented guys, but always choose the tougher guys over the talented guys. And he went on to say that the dudes who are willing to work the workhorse will work way harder than the talented dudes and usually accomplish more. They'll go farther. And I asked him, why is that? Why would I want to choose this little ruddy dude who goes extra hard in sparring and practice, who hurting people on accident, the dude who's doing all this extra stuff, over the dude who's naturally gifted and talented? You know what I'm saying? I can just coach him up and make him even greater. But he went on to say, he answered and he said, because all you have to do is teach the workhorse, the tough dude, techniques, and he will achieve them and he'll take them to a new level. You can't teach the talented dude or anybody toughness. And I said, wow, right? Great day. So he was saying that you can't teach a talented dude toughness, but you can teach the tough dude techniques that will make him great and even talented. But this leads into the super athlete, the cats that are naturally talented and who are also workhorses. Hence, those special athletes become legends. Legends are born, and greats are born, and they become eternal. So back to the knockout. Practice your knockout movements. Whether you're a natural or not, practice your knockout strikes. Practice how you would feel upon connection. Practice building up your energy and your staying power. Your vessel, i.e. your body, has to be great to be able to wield great power, great ability. So your vessel, your body has to go through immense training, intense pressure to be able to wield, use, and harness intense and great power. So learn all you can, study and practice all you can. Waste no time. Time is of the essence. And you will be well on your way to the natural knockout. I once read a quote, and I can't remember if it was George Washington Carver or if it was Albert Einstein. Two supreme scientists, by the way, y'all. Because of these two scientists, they changed the whole scope of how we run society, how we make food, how we philosophize with metaphysics and all that good stuff. But one of those gentlemen said that if you take one thing and practice it, hone in on it, focus, just take one thing and focus on it and apply it daily for 15 minutes. Just 15 minutes, y'all. Some of y'all be on the toilet. It takes y'all 15 minutes to use the restroom. One thing, practice it, focus, hone in on it daily and apply it daily just for 15 minutes. And they said that if you do that for 1 year, 15 minutes daily for 1 year, 365 days, you will have mastered it. So, naturals, keep doing your thing. We know you ain't got to work as hard in some areas. And the non-naturals, you got to work twice as hard or 3 times as hard. So practice one thing daily on, apply it for at least 15 minutes for 1 year, and you'll be well on your way to mastery. If you already haven't mastered it, sometime after 6-7 months. So y'all put that in your pipe and smoke it. All right, champs. All right, fans. All right, everybody who's down, to tear it up. Love, peace, and increase. We out.
You too ugly. Sucker, look at you. Sucker, you ain't nothing. You out, sucker.